Hi folks, Larry Winget here, the pit bull of personal development, back with another Ask Larry Anything YouTube video. Here we go. I have several questions today. All of them are terrific, and you guys are doing a great job mailing in your questions. Happy to answer anything that you ask. It may take me a while to get through all of them, but we'll get it done. First question. I'm tired of ending up with staff who have no integrity. What am I missing? Well, somebody's not hiring very well. I mean, face it, somebody hired these people who are bad employees, and now you're stuck with them. I would suggest everybody spend a little bit more time on the hiring process so you don't end up with bad employees who have no integrity. But let's say you're stuck with them. Now what are you going to do? Well, I suggest that you clearly communicate to your employees, your staff, exactly what you expect from them. Lay out in detail what is acceptable behavior and what is unacceptable behavior. Then manage to that behavior. Be sure to inspect the work that they're giving you so you actually get what you expect from them. And then communicate to them that their behavior has consequences. And the consequences of them not giving what you expect may not be something they like. They may lose their job over it. Document exactly what you've told them. Document exactly the kind of performance they're giving you so you'll be armed to deal with their lack of integrity in a professional way. But again, always spend more time hiring people. It's much easier to hire right than it is to try to deal with some idiot that now you've got working for you and you've got to figure out how to fire them. Next question. Larry, I've got a question for you concerning marriage. I love these. I've heard you say that there is nothing you can do to make another human being happy, not if they don't want to be. That's right, I do say that a lot. And from what I understand in the world of business, the most important thing is results. No matter how happy or sad we might feel about the situation or the actions that need to be taken, it's about results. Agree? Again. In your opinion, Larry, does this also apply to marriage? Besides being loyal, going to work, keeping the bills paid, keeping your word, doing what you said, and all that, before you got married, is it your responsibility to try to keep your mate happy, even if you compromise your own happiness in doing that? Suppose you keep your word and the person on the other end still isn't happy. What do you do then? People fall in love and out of love quickly these days, regardless of how nice, good, or anything else you try to be. Give me your answer raw and gritty. I'm a big old boy. I read your books and I'm familiar with your style. Man, I love that. All right, listen. There is no way to make another human being happy if they don't want to be. Doesn't mean that you should give up. You know, marriage is a serious thing, and you're obligated to give it your very best. And sometimes, you know, we tell people that in communication you got to meet folks halfway, somewhere you come together in the middle. Well, that's great in thought and when we say it, but the truth is, in good relationships, sometimes you have to go all the way and then some to meet people because they're not willing to move. In a relationship, if everything's going well and the other person isn't happy, you got to get to the root of what's making them unhappy, and as their mate, you are obligated to do your best to help them. Sometimes nothing you do is going to make that person happy. They've just decided to be an unhappy person, and that's a shame. And I feel sorry for anybody that's stuck in a situation where you can't do anything in your power to make that other person happy. If you're in love with them and you love them and you feel obligated and you have a responsibility to stay in this marriage as best you can, it's just going to have to be something you have to deal with. I don't believe that we ever compromise our total happiness, though, just to try to make others happy. You got to find avenues and ways that you can live your life that still make you happy while still being a good spouse to that person that you got into that relationship with years ago. All right, that's enough on that one. And I appreciate you being willing to take it raw and gritty and all that stuff. I like this one. I'd like to start off by saying that you've been a huge inspiration to me the past months in my life. I appreciate that. Just finished your book, People Are Idiots, and I Can Prove It, and it really gave me a kick in the ass. Man, I appreciate that too. Skipping ahead here, he's done okay in college, graduating this December with a degree in biology. He feels underqualified for a lot of jobs, and I don't know where to begin to apply or how to make myself stand out from the rest of the competition. I think I would be great in sales of some sort, but I have no sales experience. Why'd you major in biology if you want to go into sales? The question I'd like to ask you is, can you give me an advice or a kick in the ass on how I should approach applying for jobs? How can I prove to a potential employer that I will be a great employee? You know, that's a great question. We've got a lot of people out of work right now, and a lot of people who are graduating. In fact, the studies right now say that about half the people who are graduating from college are not going to be able to find a job. So you've got to do something to stand out from the crowd. I will tell you this. Don't think that a resume sent in the mail or an email or any of that stuff is ever going to do it. You're not going to stand out in the crowd if you do that. You need to go face to face. You need to look your very best. And I mean you take some time making sure that you apply looking good that day, your very best. You make sure you know how to look people in the eye, shake their hands, and greet them. Now that sounds pretty basic, but believe me, most people miss the basics. Then on your resume, I tell you what would impress me right now. If you went in and said, these are my qualifications, and yes, there's not a lot of them for what you have to do, but I'm a good person, and I believe on building my life and working in this job on the basis of honesty, integrity, and hard work. I take responsibility. I won't pass the buck. I'll be here on time. I'll give it all I've got every single day. You won't catch me screwing off at the water cooler or taking longer breaks. You won't ever catch me taking more time on my lunch hour than I'm allowed. I will work when I'm here working for you. If you tell somebody that, you're going to impress them, because I'll guarantee you not very many people are ever going to say those things. I also would suggest this. Prove to them that you're willing to go beyond the fact that you've got a college degree. I would be extremely impressed if someone came into me and said that I'm reading the top business books that are out there. I read one book a week, so I make sure I understand business. I'm reading books about sales. I'm reading books about profitability and customer service. And have a list of those books so you can show them. Make yourself stand out by doing the basics, giving some extra effort, and using the words that I just gave you, and I'll guarantee you, you'll stand out from the rest of the crowd. Listen, these have all been great questions. If you want to ask a question, write info@larrywinget.com. Thanks.